Big changes for servers. No tax on tips. Today we're explaining a major update that could put more money in your pocket. If you work in a tipped job or get overtime pay, we're discussing the tax bill that includes no taxes on tips and overtime pay. Let's break down what it means for you, who qualifies, how it works, and the pros and cons that you need to know. Let's do an overview of the bill.
Yes.
Here's what's happening. The bill passed the House.
Unanimously. It had to.
Why is that?
Because it was a 99 bill. It had to, at least 99 of the senators had to agree on it. And
Okay.
all 100 did.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So it wasn't going to pass unless almost everybody agrees. It's one of those kind of bills.
Okay.
Like I guess there's certain bills that are 50, you know what I mean, that were half or
Right.
51%. This was one of those, it had to sweep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so it includes two major parts. We're going to concentrate mostly on the no tax on tip.
Yeah.
And then we're going to touch upon
The overtime one?
The overtime one. These provisions were part of Trump's campaign and
They were on both sides of the coin.
Here's what you need to know. It's an above-the-line deduction. Above-the-line means that even if you take the standard deduction or you itemize, either way, you're getting this, the no tax on
Automatically?
tip claim. Not automatically. You can still take your standard deduction, and then you're going to be able to claim the tips and take it off of your taxes.
Gotcha.
So high-income earners are not eligible
Yeah.
for this. The cap seems to be
160, right?
$25,000.
25,000 is the max you can get. Up to $160,000 is what you can earn. And if you make that much money as a server on paper, God bless you. Okay.
You're doing it right. You are doing
I want to know
right.
what state you work in and what is going on, because that's some serious coin on paper.
I like it a lot. What's happening here is usually if you're in the service industry, you're going to be making anywhere from $20,000 to about $100,000, $120,000 on the upper end.
Yeah.
Okay. And so if you're claiming your cash tips, you're going to easily max out at the $25,000.
Yeah.
Which is a good. Is a
No, that's
significant-
huge.
what it is.
That's a
it's-
tax bracket.
There was some discussion about what is cash tips, and is it just cash or does it include credit card tips, tips on your bank card, etc.? And it seems to be the case.
Oh, really?
Yes. So it's all voluntary tips.
Oh, because the way it made it read, I thought it was just cash.
Right. So as you get into the definition of what is cash, it has to be voluntary, not what is
So not a service charge.
not a service charge.
Gotcha.
Correct. And anything that's added onto the credit card is considered under the umbrella of
cash.
as well.
Oh, okay. So that covers really cash. I mean, that covers because we get paid in cash.
Right.
Is the idea.
At first, I was thinking this
That
is
makes
a
no
non-issue.
sense. It does nothing for us.
Right. Because most people they use credit cards.
Yeah.
And so as I was going through, I was like,
Yeah. They
just another way
they
to
just got us.
make it sound right.
Yeah. They just got us real quick.
Exactly. And so now it feels a lot better
It does.
because easily you get $25,000 in.
Oh
in
yeah.
cash.
I mean, that's pretty normal. That's pretty standard, honestly.
And now I get it because if it's no limit, then all you're getting taxed on is your hourly.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about the hourly a little bit in the show. And this is one of our shorter shows. So, who qualifies? You talked about high income earners. You're out of there.
Yeah.
$160,000.
Yeah, you're done.
You're done.
But I still feel like that's got to be the 1% of us.
Okay, so what they're really trying to do is to eliminate abuse.
Yeah.
Okay, where high income earners will change the way that they get compensated and then get huge tax
Breaks.
benefits.
Yeah.
Now, it's not just servers. It's any industry that is used to getting
Yeah, because I
tips.
saw nail tech and I saw hair salon and if you own your own salon and you live off of tips like that, you can make a good coin.
The owner won't work because the owner generally won't get a W-2.
Yes.
You have to be a W-2 employee, or an independent contractor in a job where tips are customary. So you said barbers, hairstylists, restaurant servers, stuff like that. Okay? Boom. That's number one. Number two, tips must be voluntary. We touched upon that.
Yes.
Voluntary means not added to the
not automatically added.
Right.
Not a service charge, not instant gratuity.
There you go.
Okay.
Finally, the time frame.
Okay.
Very important. The deduction starts 2025 and lasts 4 years. So that should be
29.
29.
Going to 2030 roughly. We don't know exactly when they're going to say so. Either one.
Well, if it expires, then it's up to Congress to extend it.
Yeah.
And then, so let's touch upon the overtime pay.
So what is that like? So they're saying you don't get taxed on your overtime. So even though you make double, you make time and a half as a regular worker, is what they're saying. Now, is it strictly for our business or all business?
All business.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
If you're an hourly employee,
so
making under 160,000, if you're getting overtime, which is over 40 hours a week, your overtime pay will be tax-free.
Yeah.
It doesn't cover, obviously, salaried employees.
No, okay.
And so it's very similar to the no tax on tips.
Yeah.
I did see a graph of who this would help, and it's a small portion.
Everything helps.
Without a doubt.
So, because with overtime, you would think it would affect a lot more people when you really break it down. Because I'm sure there's plenty of people that make minimum, but a lot of this might be salary already is the issue. Because once you pass a certain level, except for like in service or you're doing, or not even service, but like let's say you're an electrician or you're, something that's union,
right.
where that's where it could kind of play, where it's going to take over more of society because they're hourly, they're not salary, but they make a high hourly.
Yeah, they make. Here's the thing. Whenever you make overtime, it is a problem because you get more taxes taken out, whether you're a police officer, you're in the trades, or a nurse, or whatever the case may be. So I'm curious to know if that's
who that's going towards.
Right. So the cons, it's only for 4 years, so we don't know how that's going to play out. Not available for high-income workers. And it depends on Congress extending it past the expiration.
Yeah.
And so this would be a huge benefit because at first when I saw it
doesn't affect us at all. We both said this shit don't affect us.
Right.
We're like, what are they talking about?
I know. We don't get cash tips.
Yeah.
Now, if it's the credit cards and everything, boom.
Yeah.
We're happy about it. Okay. And I'm wondering how that helps the employer as well.
Because I did see there's tax write-off, but they didn't go into detail of what it is. But you're allowed to write it off. So it should help them, and it should relieve some stress on some of the restaurants that are worried about that variance. You know what I mean?
I'm hoping so because of all the things that restaurants have to worry about, labor is one of them.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're able to bring down your labor costs and normalize some of your variable costs, you can then pass those savings on to the customer.
Absolutely.
Or you can keep more profit so you can stay
afloat.
Open.
Yeah.
Okay? Because it's brutal out there we just did a show on tariffs where supplies are going to be supplies
are getting taxed more. We're going to feel it across the board, whether it's a small tax, it always goes back to the consumer in the end.
It's going to be interesting. So we'll do a follow-up on this show as well because I'm really curious to know, in actuality, how it goes.
But when the bill is finished, if it gets finished, we'll definitely do a follow-up because after Trump signs it, we'll have a better idea of exactly what's going to happen.
Right. Maybe we'll have an accountant on and talk about it and things like that. And so if you what do you think about this tax bill? And if your job relies on tips or overtime, let us know in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. We do this show for you each and every week. I would love to hear from you. Email me. I'm themodernwaiter@gmail.com or follow me on Instagram. I'm Marlon Joseph, the Modern Waiter.
I'm Danny Villain. Subscribe, people.
We will see you next week.
Later.
People can say credit of fame. It's the currency. All that shit your day.